what's going on? Welcome to another episode of RobaFett, and today I want to discuss the Rogue One trailer that was released a couple days ago. I've watched it a million times, analyzed it, looked at the little details, and now I want to talk about it. Talk about what it could mean. Is Rogue Squadron going to be a good movie? Is it looking like it's going to be good? I mean, I don't know. So let's just discuss all that, do all the dirty details, and let's just get into this. And if you guys like the video today, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe. Alright, so the first thing in the trailer is Forrest Whitaker talking, and I have to be honest, guys, I'm not really sure how I feel about him being in this movie. I mean, you know, we'll see. We don't even know anything about his character, and it doesn't seem like his character is going to be in the movie all that much because he's not in a lot of the trailer. I've gotten pretty good at reading trailers, and basically if you see somebody showing up in ones, like it seems like they're like it's the same scenes with them or something, they're probably not going to be in the movie a lot. So it doesn't look like he's going to be in the movie a lot. However, his character does look very important, and I just hope that he melds well into the Star Wars universe. And I hope this whole thing, this whole movie melds well into the Star Wars universe, because let's think about this, guys. This will be the first ever adaptation that wasn't a movie, that wasn't a chronological movie. And I'm not talking about video games or comic books. All that stuff is separate. I'm talking about an actual cinematic, and no, we're also not talking about the stupid Christmas special. Okay, or the Clone Wars TV show. It's all different. This will be the first movie that wasn't a part of a trilogy. Hopefully. I don't know if they're going to make a whole trilogy out of this, but I mean, I don't think so. But, you know, this will be the first little Star Wars short story that they've ever done. I mean, not a short story, but you know what I mean. Its own little thing. Basically telling something that happened, and not exactly, you know, being one of the chronological movies. It's going to be the first time for that. And they've got to really nail this out of the gate. They got to do this perfectly, because, you know, The Force Awakens was great because it was the next step, it was the next chapter in the story. They used a lot of practical effects. There was a lot of homage paid to the original Star Wars movies. And, you know, obviously there's going to be even more nostalgia in this. I mean, there's stormtroopers everywhere, stormtroopers all over the place. However, this is just something that is just new, and they've just really got to be careful how they do it. I also noticed that there seems to be a lot of CGI, and I'm not saying that there shouldn't be CGI in this movie. It seems like this might be a little bit more reliant on it than The Force Awakens was. It seems like the director of this movie decided he wanted some more CGI to be able to do more things, and I mean, that's fine. So this seems to be the story that was told in the video game Dark Forces, which is one of my favorite Star Wars video games, just nostalgia-wise, and I really loved that game growing up. Basically, it introduces the character of Kyle Katarn, which probably no longer exists unless this male character in the movie is supposed to be Kyle, which I doubt. He goes and gets the plans for the Death Star. I am really disappointed because I always did want to see who would play him in a movie, how that would go. It's kind of disappointing to me. You know, I really did want to see that story be told on the screen. I mean, I can see that they're going in another direction. They've also got another female lead in this movie. At this point, I really hope it's serving as a purpose and not just becoming a trend to do it just because. And you know what? I think that there is. I honestly, here's my theory, and you take it or leave it. Take it with a grain of salt. But I think that this could be Rey's mother. Maybe even Luke's wife. You know, a future wife. Who knows? Obviously, a lot of these characters have, you know, were not featured or have any affiliation with the original trilogy, so a lot of these characters are going to have to, you know, either be killed, and as we all know, many Bottom spies died to bring us this information. However, it's not completely unlikely that these characters just didn't show up in the movies, and, you know, they met up with the heroes of the original movies later on. Who knows? There are a lot of characters. There's the male character I mentioned earlier, who he said he'd been recruiting for the Empire. I'm very curious about who he is. I'm also curious about the female lead. Who is she? Apparently she seems to be some sort of fugitive. They're not sure if they want to trust her at first, and then it's mentioned later that she was recruited. And my guess would be that she had to have worked for the Empire before, because they feel like she has some sort of inside intel to help them figure out what's going on. Who is this red suit guy? This guy looks awesome, but I have no clue who he could be at all. Definitely a completely new character. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he brings to the movie. And this Mr. Miyagi Jedi guy, Mr. Miyagi Jedi, Joggy Jedi, Mr. Miyagi Jedi guy. So he doesn't seem to have a lightsaber, but he has a pole. I don't know if he is a Jedi or not. He does believe in the Force, though, and it's serving him well as he takes out an entire battalion of freaking stormtroopers. Yeah, he looks like he's gonna kick butt, although, like I said earlier with Forrest Whitaker, he only seems to appear in one background, which might mean that his character might not last very long in the movie. So, we'll have to see about that. And then they showed a tank with stormtroopers in it. I'm like, ooh, a tank. This is something we haven't really seen from the original trilogy. And I swear to God, it looks like a Cobra Hiss tank. I mean, maybe that's just me. I don't know. But, I mean, it's interesting that they're bringing new vehicles, new spaceships, a whole bunch of new stuff, you know. And, like, a lot of it, like I said, looks heavily CGI. But I do like some of the concepts. There's one that looks like it's almost like a mix between Darth Maul's ship and the back of an X-Wing. It's pretty cool. Who is the villain in this? He's wearing a suit that's very Thrawn-esque. If you don't know who Grand Admiral Thrawn is, basically, he also doesn't exist anymore, but he was a part of a book trilogy called Heir to the Empire, and it's a pretty good book trilogy. Basically, he's pretty much wearing the same white suit, minus the cape. The cape is a nice touch. So I'm wondering who this guy is. Obviously, he has to die or something because we don't see him ever again. But then again, who knows? Is this movie taking place on Tatooine? Is it really? Because if not, it's just another desert planet. That looks a whole lot like Tatooine. But if it is taking place on Tatooine, I do have a problem with that. I mean, I feel like just Tatooine is just overused. Plus, if it is taking place on Tatooine, well, Luke and Ben Kenobi live there. So how Ben wouldn't get, like, you know, I mean, I'm sure he's like hermiting and he's like, I can't do anything, but still, you would have at least heard about this. Seriously, it looks like the Death Star's being made right around this planet, so, or maybe they're just like, it's just a Star Wars thingy to do, to just put, you know, a Tatooine in it. And that's another thing I'm really worried about this movie. Are they just going to overdo certain nostalgia things, like having R2-D2 and C-3PO cameos, and then having, I mean, that didn't happen in the trailer, but I'm just saying, you know it's coming, and having Tatooine in it. All the things that are just going to make fans go, ooh, oh, and I just hope they don't do too much of that just for that sake. Just be like, haha, we threw it in there, you know, and then have, like, Yoda, like, walk around, you know, for, like, just show Yoda for some reason, like they did in The Force Unleashed 2, like, you know, just to have Yoda in that game. They just made Galen Merrick go to freaking Dagobah, and it was just like, really? And wouldn't have Yoda, you know, like, mentioned this, and I had big problems with that cameo. What is going on in this jungle battle, and where is this happening? I don't know, but it looks awesome, and there's AT-ATs in this movie. I mean, you know, I know I'm going to sound like a hypocrite for what I just said a second ago, but how awesome is it going to be to see those in a new movie walking around? Oh, man. I mean, yeah, they were pretty heavily CGI, but they looked pretty cool. And the guy was shooting with a rocket launcher. What? Why didn't anybody do that on Hoth? This new droid character, he looks pretty cool. He's like a mix between like a medic droid and then like an assassin droid that's going to kill you. And apparently it looks like he works for the Empire. He's programmed by the Empire anyway. And then of course he also has his C-3PO quirks, as I'm going to call them. And they even have him say, oh, there's a 99% chance of failure. And I'm just like, oh, brother. Here we go with the throwbacks to the original movies. But, you know, I'm sure it's done all in good taste. And last but not least, the final Easter egg they show, Darth Vader is going to be in this movie. And like I said, they just got to be really careful, man, about how they do this. But if they do it right and he's not in the movie a whole lot, I gotta say, that's going to be cool to see. It's going to be cool to see the Vader man again. Vader is back. Back again. Vader's back. Tell a friend. So guys, I want to know what you think about the latest trailer down in the comment box below. Please talk to me. Talk to me, baby. Talk to each other. You know, what's going on? Hey! I want to know what you guys think about this. I want to know if you guys have concerns. No concerns. If you guys maybe noticed some stuff in the trailer that you could bring to my attention that I didn't notice. Like I said, I watched it like 5 or 6 times. But, yeah, I really want to know. And of course, if you like the video, don't forget to, well, like the video and subscribe, guys. When you do, it really, really does help me out. And I want to see more of you guys, and that's the way to do it. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Stay awesome. Get pumped for Star Wars. Keep those punch hats on. And I'll see you later.